Hey.
Oh, yeah. My girlfriend drives a Jeep, so I learned about the
ducks.
Yeah.
It's a thing. Someone put one on my car, my Jeep once, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I Googled it, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm down with it.
Yeah,
that was so nice of them.
So do you like leave them for other people? Yeah?
Yeah, it depends on the Jeep.
Of course, okay, yeah. You got to get the right Jeep vibe. No, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, can I talk about what we ordered for yesterday?
Nah, dog, we're gonna order just straight up if that's cool. Is that dope with you? Is that all right?
Okay, what can I get you?
Hell yeah.
Someone walks into what they believe to be is a real world. Real people, real conversations, real stakes, only to find out all of it is fake. Everyone is an actor. Everyone except them. That was the premise of The Truman Show, Jury Duty, and now Jury Duty presents Company Retreat. For some reason, I am obsessed with this concept. Perhaps because I've always felt that my entire life is being broadcast in some version of The Truman Show. Or simply maybe the concept is hilarious, or addictive. Or maybe I just wondered what I would do when this shit hit the fan. So on the next episode of the Slice of Life show, I begin a multiple episode play-by-play mind-bending breakdown of Company Retreat with the cast of Company Retreat. Starting with Dougie Jr., Alex. And after meeting him, just like Anthony, I kind of wish Dougie Jr., Alex, was my next best friend.
This is an awesome studio, by the way.
It's very, very cool.
It is by far the coolest podcast studio that I've ever been in.
It's like legit. It makes everything feel more like real. The Zoom ones always feel like, okay, I'm on Zoom. Like,
Yes, I just did one yesterday, and I was like, okay, this. I don't know. This feels like we're doing a thing. this roof. My God, the lobby.
I know. Yeah, that's funny. I didn't even really notice the roof until recently, and then I was like, oh fuck, the roof is cool. I don't really do a big intro, but hi.
Yo,
what's up,
let's
man?
crack in.
Dude, this is so exciting to have you because this show is my favorite show. Loved Jury Duty,
Of course.
but this felt more authentically something that I could have seen myself being a part of. Do you know what I mean? Like a company retreat for sure.
Yeah.
Before I was telling the others that, before I got it, I'm a documentary filmmaker, also a podcaster.
Mm-hmm. But
when I started, I filmed company retreats. I filmed these things. So like everything that happened, I was like, oh, this is shit that would happen. Granted, the comedy of it all.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen,
of course,
but so this world felt very familiar to me, and you felt familiar to me, like somebody that I've met before, maybe somewhere.
Yeah, man. The thing is with our show, I loved Jury Duty as well. That first season, like I always say in every interview, anyone that I talk to about the show, like they walked so we could run for sure.
Sure,
you know what I mean? Like they laid the foundation. What I think was fun and unique about our show is we were a company with. So we were versus a jury where they're all strangers. There was that connective tissue. We're on a company retreat that we've all, at some level or another, we've either worked for a company and have gone on a retreat, or we have the framework or the understanding of what that would be like, And for my character specifically, Dougie, he seems like a larger than life kind of, goofball that is like, how could this guy be real? But dude, I went to college in San Diego, and just go to Mission Beach, you'll see 15 Dougies walking around, and you wouldn't even think twice. I'm not a Deadhead, but I got invited to go to a Grateful Dead thing at Sphere Vegas.
Oh, that's cool.
That was fun. If I went as Dougie, I would have been so mild on the spectrum of characters that were there. You know what I mean? So,
I do.
He is, and I feel like just like everyone has a sense of like, oh, I've either been on a company retreat or I have an idea of what it would be like. Everyone knows someone like Dougie in their life, or they have a friend who has a cousin that's like that, or their best friend is like that. You know what I mean? So that was important to me to.
Yeah, I definitely know a guy that totally is. When I was watching, I was like, wait, they didn't cast Clark. This guy,
Clark?
That's
that you?
I was like, what the fuck? But then I was like, no.
Shout out Clark, man. If you're out there, shout out Clark.
How did you get it? How did you get this part?
It started for me. I feel like this show, it was to this point is like my life's work. You know, I started doing improv when I turned 18 years old. My dad made me take my first improv class.
That's amazing.
He was like, this will just be a good life skill for you to have. He was taking an improv class with like a mind towards business, not necessarily comedy, but how it would be like a life skill.
But did you want to be an actor?
No, I didn't. I was working in sales. I worked in retail. I drove for Uber for a little bit. The short answer is I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do.
Okay.
But I knew that I loved improv. And I knew that I wanted to get good at this art form. And so it started with me just like honing a craft, like honing a skill. So I'd say that to anyone who's interested in pursuing a career in this is like, don't worry about anything other than the work of being a good dramatic actor, comedic actor, improviser, stand-up comedian, filmmaker, whatever that is. Like, if you get good enough at your thing, you'll get cast on something because you're good enough.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? No one's going to cast you on a show because you want to be a good improviser.
It's almost like better if you don't want to be.
Of course, you know what I mean?
No stakes. You know,
there's no stakes. So for me, for the longest time, I was working like, you know, these jobs in retail and in sales with the sole focus of just showing up to classes and getting good at this thing. So that when the tape came, the breakdown came across for this untitled Anthony King project, it wasn't called, you know, Jury Duty Season 2 or anything. We kind of had an inkling, like this was like, okay, this is probably based on the looseness of the prompts and the free reign to kind of create a character. It seemed like that. So I got the first tape, which was for a character that didn't end up being utilized in the show, or they didn't even cast, like the roles changed. But they liked what I did, and they were like, oh, well, what about for the role of Dougie, the boss's son? So I put myself on tape for that. And again, the prompt was like, has big ideas, but no way of executing them. And so I pitched, and at that time it was a restaurant, not a hot sauce company. They were preserving that secret. And I pitched that our restaurant would transition into my two favorite things, ska music and hibachi grill, because it's super fun when they make the volcanoes. So we're going to have the world's first hibachi grill. And so I was like pitching that in my tape. So then that got me an in-person callback, which was in an office like about the size of this studio there were a couple desks. Cameras were set up like this. We knew that. And they said to show up in character. You're being filmed from like the moment you step foot on the property. You'll come in for like a job interview type situation where there was two other actors who knew what was going on. And then the rest, there were just like PAs and assistants just doing busy work who were told to like interact with us normally if we interacted with them. So I knew I was taking this big character swing. I wore the suit that Dougie wears in the client cookout, this big oversized dumb suit with my Nikes. Like, you know, my hair wasn't blonde, but I had like teased it out so it got all big. And I went to a Vaughn's down the street and walked around to go like to basically, that was the most important thing I could have done to really give myself confidence that like, oh yeah, this big swing that I'm taking in terms of the character is believable. No one in Vaughn's, and I was asking people where the bathroom was, if they liked these candies, if they knew where the blue Gatorade, you know, was, or anything anything that I could anything I could find to interact with people. And no one was like, hey, you're an actor. You're doing a bit. Yeah. Everyone believed
Well, why
me.
would they think that?
Of course, you know? But that is what I needed, I think, internally.
Like, this guy's crazy. Maybe.
Yeah, but I believe that he is like a sales rep for Monster Energy drinks or something like that, you know? And so I did the hour-long, it was about an hour-long improvised set, basically, improvised job interview. And then the full team of creatives came out, you know, shook hands, said that was great. And then my manager got an email like 2 hours later saying that I was pinned for the job.
That's amazing.
And I was like, all right, that's a phenomenal feeling.
That's fucking cool, dude.
You know, to have it that quick, it means I did something right.
Yeah.
But I just, you know, whenever I audition for anything, I take a big swing and then I let it go.
Hey man, you have to show me some of your music sometime.
Yeah, dog, for sure. Jive Prophets. We like had the falling out. We're kind of trying to
work it back.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, it's complicated, dude. Bands are like family, you know what I mean? Like one little rip could turn into a big tear. And that's kind of what happened with us, you know.
Did it kind of like tear in like separate ways or like down the middle? How many people are in it?
Kind of just like a tear on my side. They kind of like
tore you out.
Yeah.
But this role, while he's a big character, he's pivotal. to this because he is going to be the person that's closest to Anthony. He is going to be, I mean, I think I read somewhere that you watched The Truman Show before this.
I watched it, dude. I don't know what was going on. I was having trouble sleeping. Like we were living in this stress bubble for 2.5 weeks where I was having weird dreams and couldn't sleep. I mean, maybe at best I was getting 4 hours a night, and I'm a guy that needs 8, you know? And I know like Jerry and I were the only 2 people that had adjoining rooms. We had like a little living room that connected our 2 rooms. He was up all night. It's just living in this world where everything could come crumbling down at a moment's notice. So it's really an indescribable situation to live in. And yeah,
Was this before Anthony came there? You guys were all living, or while you?
No, it was we were out there every single day for 5 weeks rehearsing. Yeah, but then we could go home. It was, but once the retreat started, we lived at Oak Canyon Ranch. Yeah, we were there the whole time. And yeah, I watched the Truman Show the course of a couple nights watched the Truman Show, and I was like, this feels meta and weird, but it's
but you're the character that Truman's best friend.
Yeah, I mean, but the fun thing is that like it was the project we knew was going to unfold like a choose your own adventure type thing. Like he could have had, and he had great connections with everybody.
Sure.
He could have really bonded with Warren, who played Steve, and Steve could have been the thing. You know what I mean? And they did have a great friendship.
So it wasn't written in a way where Dougie and Anthony have to be
it was the hope. Yeah, I think that was the hope that, you know, Anthony would really be there for Dougie when
all that goes down. He could have rejected it
for sure. And then what? You know, that's where the choose your own adventure of this whole thing, the whole jury duty universe and the fun and like the danger of it. You know, I think it's really is walking a tightrope without a net, and that's why that's so interesting. Like Alex Honnold, the rock climber.
Yeah,
he just climbed that building in China or wherever. The reason people tune in is because like he could fall and die. Like he's free soloing this thing. There's so much danger, and it's so much more impressive when he pulls it off. And I think they did the creative team did a really good job of casting people that were trained professionals in comedy and in, you know, improv, and who could really just like lock into these characters and lock into this world, because it is so much more impressive to me than like a normal sitcom where you can call cut. You didn't hit your mark. You can, you know what I mean? You can reset. We didn't have a reset.
Well, even after it's over, after the day of work is over, it's not really like,
that's
you know what I mean?
Hardest part that people need to know is that there's a perceived like your guard can be let down because we're not rolling. Like, you know, the production team has left. There's a skeleton crew of PAs that are just sort of monitoring the steady cams, you know, the hidden cameras that are just like stationary, but that's it. And then we have to be in character and like live out the emotional reality of what was going on.
Me, I've always been a little bit more rock and roll. I was with a band called the Jive Prophets, a ska-influenced band with sort of EDM. Show of hands, anyone ever heard of us? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Rockin' Grandma's Jamaican Jerk
Like the day after the jerk off sauce and Taco Bell of it all, I couldn't just be like, all right, who wants to, you know, play pool and whatever. I had to like play the emotional reality of that. Like I just lost the keys to this company. So I was legit, you know, or Dougie, like in character, like depressed, mopey, walking around, didn't really want to hang out with anybody, was distant because otherwise Anthony would have called bullshit.
It was actually pretty simple. I mixed some traditional Jamaican spices in there, Scotch bonnet peppers, allspice, paprika. And then I just mixed it with a little Taco Bell hot sauce.
Ah, you're joking. No, you didn't.
No, I just put a little Taco Bell hot sauce in there, mixed it up.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
What?
You really did that?
It was like, wait.
I thought you were so
really
upset
care.
earlier when we were filming.
Yeah, exactly. So what? Now the cameras are gone and you're super happy? Like no, that's for for everybody. Like Rob, who played other Anthony, couldn't just be like chipper about the whole fleshlight situation. Like he had to like let that mentally weigh on him.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jimmy after he got hypnotized. Like, what, you know, he had to ask the follow-up questions and live in that reality. So that was the scariest part of the whole thing, was like, and where you just had to like double down and go like, wait, no, I need to stay even more connected because I could really let something slip right now.
How often were you worried about that?
I mean, around the clock.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say worried. I was conscious of it around the clock. You have to be. We didn't want to learn each other's names because we didn't want to like slip up. We didn't want there to be any, you know, incongruencies in the story and in the backstory that we had created. So the only way to really describe it is we just had to like lock in, and there was always a part of my brain that was like, don't fuck up. Don't, like, I know Warren and I are friends from before this. Like, don't call Steve Warren. He's fucking Steve.
Right.
Don't do it around the clock, you know? And that's for every single person. So yeah, you just had to lock in, you know?
Also, right now we're at Taco Bell.
We're at Taco Bell. The Bell Bump, baby.
Yeah.
I'm going to order as Dougie Jr.
Okay, I love
see
it.
how many sauce packets they'll give us.
Okay, I love that. You're now going to be kind of like forever known for Taco Bell in some ways, amongst your friends group for sure.
Yeah, and if Taco Bell, if you're watching, I went to their test kitchen. I would love to be known more for Taco Bell.
Right. Yeah.
I love Taco
Like, you should
Bell.
totally be doing all the ads as Dougie Jr. for Taco Bell moving forward.
You know, kudos to the writers and the, you know, the creatives. That was like, we knew that there was going to be a jerk off sauce. We knew that there was going to be Taco Bell mixed in.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
I would have never brought up, you know, without, like, I don't know how it all works with brand
Corporate
partnerships and corporate whatever.
Yeah.
So they brought that in, and I mean, I grew up eating Taco Bell,
Same.
so
Yeah.
what's not to love?
We're gonna talk about what you'll be ordering to the app today.
Nah, dog, we're gonna order just straight up if that's cool. Is that dope with you? Is that all right?
Okay, what can I get you?
Hell yeah. Just out of curiosity, have you ever heard of the Jive Prophets? The band, the Jive Prophets?
No.
No? We were based in Encino. We toured in like San Diego. If you're ever down there, we did like ska with a little bit of EDM and had some country tracks. No? All right. I'll do a, where is it? A Crunchwrap Supreme.
Crunchwrap Supreme, okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, what can, anything else?
I'll do 3 crunchy tacos.
3 crunchy tacos, okay.
And then, you know what? Let me do a, what is it, 5 count of Diablo dusted nuggets. And then do you guys have Rockin' Grandma's sauce yet?
No.
Do you? Yeah, okay, all right. I'll just do a 5 count of Diablo dusted nuggets.
Okay, and what's the sauce?
Oh, I'll do the, if you don't have Rockin' Grandma's sauce, which apparently they're like, you guys are cooking up something, I'll do the dusted Diablo ranch sauce with those, please.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
1924 at the window.
Hell yeah. Okay, and then I'm gonna see how many sauces I can.
Yeah, I love it.
How many sauces I can get.
Was the office part of it harder than the retreat? Because the office, you need to be like working.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
Like,
look like
like
you're
to
working.
feel like you're working. And fuck, you didn't ever work in a hot sauce company.
Yeah.
You could utilize your retail, experience, but
No, for sure. I mean, what's crazy is I used to work, my last like real job was selling furniture at this e-commerce furniture company called Apartment 2B. Shout out Apartment 2B if you're out there.
they're so excited.
Yeah, I know, right? The free publicity for Apartment 2B.
They're probably like, oh, he was our best salesperson.
And I was. But our office was laid out the exact same way. So I felt like weirdly at home in this space where we had a warehouse. Ours was full of hot sauce, but our, Apartment 2B's was full of sofas and furniture and stuff. And then the office part of it. So it felt like very comfortable to me. Dougie had it so easy because he's a dipshit who doesn't know how to do this. And so I was able to kind of, can I cuss? I can cuss on this. I've been cussing.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck yeah, you can fucking cuss, motherfucker.
Exactly. Yeah.
I could kind of fuck around because that fit the character. So there was a lot of times where I was like just throwing a hacky sack up against a wall.
Right.
I took a nap at one point, and
That's all.
that all makes sense.
Yeah, it does
for Dougie, you know.
Yeah.
But I was also, what was fun is that like that kind of stuff I got to do because it fit the character. But I also was like trying to be good businessman CEO.
Sure.
So I was making dummy phone calls and I was sending dummy emails. And one of the things I did do is I called around to like 20 different Taco Bells asking how much sauce I could take, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe they'll be able to use this.
Oh, that's funny.
Excellent. Thank you, my man. Good to hear from you. All right. Hey, take it easy on those Coors Lights this weekend. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. You too. Okay. All right. Okay. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Bye. All right. Bye. Bye. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Well, great. Yeah. So like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We would all do. I mean, I know Emily Pendergast, who played Amy, would make these like insanely stupid PowerPoint presentations with like animated graphics, and they were like a 12-year-old girl.
Right.
And so that's how she would pass the time. So yeah, I mean, it was like harder in that sense because we had like assignments and we had those things we had to do. But we all were cast, I think, because we had an ability to like find the funny and find like the fun moments. And so I think we all, even interpersonally, just had fun with it and just made it a bit, made it a game, or found all these little bits.
The Jamaica stuff was written.
Yeah. So I knew that Dougie, here are the things I knew about Dougie. I knew that he was the boss's son. I knew that he was in line to take over the company. And I knew that he was in a band in Jamaica for the last 4 years. That's what I was given.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that he had big ideas with no way of executing them. He was like an idea guy. So like those are the things. But I mean, one of the reasons I was cast is, again, like my embodiment and my take on that, you know? So one of the things I did in the audition, which obviously they loved, obviously made the show, was I don't play any instruments. And they had asked, like, if you play the guitar or you have any musical experience, can you bring that with you to the audition? I was like, well, fuck, I can't. You know,
I don't have that shit.
I don't have that.
Yeah.
But I can do like, yo, brrr, yo.
Check 2. Mic check 1. Mic check 2. 2. Mic check. Brrr.
A, yes. Jen should. Oh, I'm sorry. B, likely not. It'd fall under the. Is someone screaming?
Oh, you know what I mean? Like I can do all of that stuff. And so I just made this backstory for myself that I was second lead singer. And then it made sense that he got, you know, iced out of the band and he was kind of non-essential to what they had going on.
So all that's you.
Yeah, all of the like the embodiment of it, I wore these Jamaican bracelets. I asked, you never see it in the show, but like in my room, I asked for like a big Jamaican flag. I did all kinds of research on, you know, where I lived in Jamaica, and shout out Montego Bay, Mo Bay. That's where I live.
Love it.
And you know, the resorts there. Negril was like the neighboring party town. So I really did, where a lot of people had to do a lot of research on how to run a hot sauce company. I did a lot of research on ska music, to which I knew nothing going in, and I needed to know because he was a musician, and Jamaica, because it was really important to me that everything Dougie did, he led with his heart, but especially that piece where I was concerned about, like, you know, I want to make sure that it's not coming across like cultural appropriation.
Sure.
And like, yes, it is to a degree, but my hope was that people could look at Dougie and go like, see how dumb that looks, everybody? You know what I mean? So like, maybe let's laugh at this idiot. But also I really wanted to do the work and have it come from an authentic place, and a place of love and a place of reverence for Jamaica and Jamaican culture and all of that. It was just, you know, he missed the mark.
Yeah.
But those that's where I did a lot of my like interpersonal character research.
This is probably one of the ones I called. I was calling around to like all the Taco Bells in the area to see how many.
Oh, you were doing that for legit when you?
No, like actually, I was actually calling into real Taco Bells to see how many sauces I could.
How were Taco Bell's reacting to you? How has Taco Bell been? They must love all this.
I think so. I have no idea.
That was such a great fucking moment, like when it's revealed that the sauce has got Taco Bell sauce in it. It's just so great.
It doesn't make the edit, but Anthony does go like, after I say and it's mixed with some Taco Bell hot sauce, Anthony's like, yeah, and they're like, shh, don't, and he's like, wait, what? Why is that a bad thing? And because he didn't know that you can't do that legally. It's a legal issue. But yeah, like that was kind of a moment that I felt a little bad because he was so he was so excited for me and stuck by my side through that whole jerk off sauce mishap. And he was still there in my corner. I'm like, man, this guy is the best human alive.
Well, while he is a big character, you played it with authenticity and a groundedness to it. Like, he is authentic. There is no, while he's big, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he is as real as it fucking comes. Like, you believe that guy went to Jamaica, played in the band, was cut out of the band, right? You know?
Yeah, I mean, and you had to. It was just through all that prep work that I did.
Because that character could have been played bigger and not as believable.
Yeah, and unlikable.
For sure.
I was super
You
concerned.
were right on that on that line.
On that razor's edge, man. And that's like what I say. I teach comedy as well, and like what I tell my students is like, you know, there's a line for comedy and like appropriateness, and the sweet spot is being right on that cusp without crossing it. Unfortunately, in comedy, the line gets crossed to know where it is because it's a moving target always. But if you can hit that sweet spot where you're like right there, and there's a lot of factors, especially with like my character and Dougie, and where I do also feel like I landed just on the right side of this thing. But the biggest one to me in my preparation was like, it needs to be authentic and it needs to come from a place of love.
That's what it is.
And so I was really glad that it felt that way, and it felt grounded and it felt real because it was like,
it feels like he's really trying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's back from Jamaica. He's really trying to get this right for his dad. He really wants to impress upon him. And, you know, he's big. He's a big character for sure. He's not been living here. You know what I mean? Well, you know, I've heard or read that, people are like, did Anthony know and all that. There's no way to have known.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's like it is so authentic and real. Like, it's not, I would be the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally. And that, to everyone who's like, did Anthony know or he had to have known, like you just said,
how would you know?
How would you? And it would actually be, you'd have to be a real sociopath to be plopped into the situation that Anthony was, to go, yeah, this is all made up. There's cameras behind all these, and it's all for me.
It's not possible.
It was so the web that was woven was way too intricate for anyone to think, yeah, this is all a show where I'm at the center of it.
I mean, if we all go and hang out together, right? You know, we don't know each other. We just meet at a thing. We are living in the experience of that happening.
Yeah.
There is no way to believe at any point that, that someone's filming this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, of course.
Yeah. And it was not presented at all in a way. Like, I think the key person maybe from the start is Kevin. I'm calling him Kevin, but I think his name is Ryan.
Ryan, yeah. But yeah, we can go. Yeah.
But I think Kevin is so believable as the HR person that there is no way anything could ever be amiss.
Yeah.
If Dougie Jr.'s the HR person, you might be like, well, this is fucked.
Yeah, of course. If the bar our point of entry is Dougie, yes, we are fucked.
Yeah.
But Ryan Perez, who played Kevin, I mean, genius work. And like you said, the real MVP, because that was his introduction into this whole world.
He's the first line of like, this is our company. We're going on this retreat, and making that believable, and then also having to carry the weight of this relationship with Amy.
With Amy, I mean,
it's a lot to be the grounded source, and then also be in love with this girl that you're going to propose to that doesn't even know that you feel this way.
Yes, and then also to, like, you know, for Anthony, like to feel bad for him, but also not so bad where it's going to like ruin his experience, and he's going to want to book it and get out of here.
We then and there made a promise to each other that if we both reached the age of 40 and neither of us were married, that we would marry each other. So here I am. Amy Patterson, I love you.
Oh.
No. Will you marry me?
always said, and that it's a really cute movie, but I mean, Kev's, we've never even been on a date.
Are there benchmark moments, like, based on how the outlines are going, where it's like, okay, let's get out of the office. Whew.
Every day.
Let's
at the end of
get,
every single day.
Let's get past the Kevin. Whew.
Yeah. No, every single day, multiple times a day, it was felt like we had reached, to quote Trucas, we had reached the second mountain, and then we reached the third mountain. And like, yeah, I mean, that's the feeling of like, oh, okay, somehow we got through that thing, and he's still on board. He still believes
that
it.
Kevin says, or Marjorie says, you can get out of here.
I'm sure no one would blame you if you wanted to leave too.
We didn't even know that she asked him that question. Like, because they were over there. She's like, can I talk to you for a sec? We were just, kind of mingling amongst each other. I didn't know until we got a cut and watched it back. I was like, holy shit, the balls. For the producers to be like, yeah, we're going to ask him. That wasn't something that was in the script that I remember. I'm almost positive that it wasn't. But I think
like that moment could have been the end of the whole thing.
Could have been, and then what?
And you want to know what? I would have checked out,
dude. Yeah, but that's that. Of course, I mean, there is no more of. If he leaves, there's no show,
right?
But I think, and again, this is where I want to go back to season 1, the cast of Jury Duty, and the work that like everyone did. They, because of their work with Ronald, and because of our, having worked with a hero, is what we refer to, Ronald and Anthony, having worked with a hero before, our team, Jake Szymanski, Lee Eisenberg, Todd Schulman, Nick Hatton, like the rest of the producers, were so in tune with where Anthony, our hero, was at emotionally, where I think they knew that like he's in. I think they were betting that like, it'll be a really fucking cool and impressive thing to go like, you can leave if you want and have him stay. But I also think it was a calculated risk where they were like probably 98% certain based on all of the other things that we had done to that point and the groundwork and the foundation that we had laid, that Anthony was like, he was in.
He's staying.
He's staying.
Yeah. And the fact that she says you could leave draws him into the experience.
Exactly. He's like, yep, I am. Not only am I here.
These people need me. I got hired by the temp agency to do this job. I'm going to do the job all the way through.
And also like I want to be here for these people that I've been with for like a day now, and I'm making a choice. But yes, he's making a choice to apply for this temp job and be a part of this, but he really didn't know what it was at that point. He was just like, yeah, this is a sweet paying, luxury temp gig where they're going to fly me out and pay me really well for a temp. But at that moment it was like, now I'm making a conscious choice, knowing what I know, because when he walked, he didn't know what he was walking into, but now he knew more or less what he was walking into. I'm going to make the choice to stay.
The proposal is so awkward.
Yeah, it's so awkward. I love when they cut to his camera footage too. Yeah. Oh, I love it. And again, shout out to Ryan and Emily for just crushing that moment.
Yeah, thank you. And can we get some more hot sauce packets? Yeah.
I'll be right back. I ran out of hot sauce.
All right, cool. Yeah, thank you. However many you can get too. We need a lot of them. Hell yeah. Can I get, oh, that's a lot. I don't want to take any more. Can I get like 1 or 2 more? Is that cool? Awesome. I'm just working on a little project. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Load it up. I kind of have to do that now.
Oh, I love it. Every time you go to Taco Bell, you're going to have to be that person. Yeah.
Thank you, man. Of course. I'm so excited.
I think the other person that really grounds it is Marjorie.
Yeah. She was like
I actually believe that she works there.
100%. She was no nonsense. She was scary. She was like the authority figure. She was kind of, I think like we would always talk like in the rehearsal process of like, oh, Rachel, who played Claire with the umbrella hat, we're like, you're kind of like chair pants.
Right.
That's like the comp there. And I feel like Jerry and Blair, who played Marjorie, were sort of the judge. Those two characters, they were like the authority figures, to keep things in line. But Blair, who played Marjorie, so we still call each other by our characters' names.
Yeah.
She had an Oak Canyon earpiece in, which was the direct connection, no signal issues whatsoever, because she was like hardwired into a mic pack, which was part of like her Oak Canyon Ranch responsibilities. she was the quarterback to be like, hey guys, we need to go over here. No, production wants us to do this. Like that was like the line of communication. So in addition to having to be like a funny character that's, you know, interesting and compelling on the show, she also had the added responsibility of telling everyone what was coming next, where we were going to be. You know what I mean? Because she was the direct line. So, but that you could say that with everybody.
Sure.
You know what I mean? We
well,
really
even
did.
Erica when she's up on the thing with, you know, the
of course, like we all had those moments.
Yeah.
Having to choreograph that fight with Wendy.
Yes.
We all at a certain point or another were carrying the weight of the show on our backs.
Totally. Well, I mean, I will say that your character does, well, not more, I don't like to say that, but it does have a lot more heaviness to it because you're one-on-one, his closest ally, the best friend character in the Truman Show, and that's a heavy weight because, well, I don't know if you wrestled with being that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think like going into this show, knowing that there is a nature of deceit to it was something that I for sure gave a lot of like emotional and mental bandwidth to go. You know, I don't like lying to people. I don't like deceiving people. There is an element to this. But very quickly I realized that like, yeah, Anthony's getting to know Dougie Jr. and that's insincere. Like the fact that I'm playing this character, but what is sincere is like this connection that we're building, you know?
I get that.
And so I just leaned on that, and we all brought so many truths about ourselves to our characters and to the role that when the reveal happened and when we told Anthony that this was all a show and we were all actors, I was obviously like low level anxiety / concern that he was going to be upset, but overwhelmingly I was like, nah, he's going to know. Like we're brothers, like we're homies.
Yeah.
I was left him, you know, we're sending voice memos back and forth yesterday. Like
it is a bit about, I said this to the other guys the other day, that like you guys are kind of heroes in a way. And I know you're not a hero, but the level sort of care and thought you had for Anthony.
Yeah.
Nobody was in this to do anything other than love on him and like treat him well.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Of course.
There was something very special about how you guys all. I never felt, and I can imagine he never felt betrayed by it.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I think you know. I think like, I wouldn't say even betrayal. I would just say like shock. You know, he was in shock that all of that.
Well, that's valid,
reveal, which is so valid. But no, I don't. I can say I know. I'm not going to say I don't think. I know that he doesn't feel betrayed.
No,
especially because, like I've said a number of times, we're still a family. He's still like
still
a brother to
and
me.
All that stuff.
We're still, I mean, I just saw him in New York a couple weeks ago. Every time he's been out to LA, we see each other. I'm going to try and make it out to Nashville. So like our friendship is
like the
so
coolest sort of like friendship to build.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
And also like, you know, Ronald and James hit it off and I know that they like keep in touch or whatever, but I'm not James Marsden.
No,
I'm not a celebrity.
Right,
I'm an actor who's like scrapping and trying to book my next thing, you know, and like filming commercials to pay my bills and stuff. So in many ways where Anthony, you know, he's younger than me, has been kind of scrapping and clawing to like find his footing in life. Like I'm kind of doing the same thing in this entertainment industry, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm teaching, I'm doing live performances, all of that kind of stuff. So we're yes, I'm an actor and yes, he's not, but we're way more akin than people I think.
For sure.
You know?
I mean, I think it's also a thing about actors when you're, I mean, I guess we're going to call it method. Are we calling it method?
I mean, I'm not a method actor, but you kind of have, that's sort of the only way to get through it.
So you do feel all the things that Dougie Jr. felt for Anthony in the moments of it because you embodied it, right?
Yeah.
I think the thing about it is that he is such a good-hearted person. He comes across as that on the show.
Yeah.
And he's just like lovable and kind, right? And so I think when you're interacting with him, I don't feel that you're being disingenuous in that appreciation towards the person that you're working with. In spite of you took on an acting job in which this was a part of it.
Right.
But it's like he would see through that sort of mystique. There's always the possibility he could have gotten triggered and it could have been a thing. They told me the other day that there was security just in case that went down that way.
Yeah. I mean, they were prepared for all outcomes. They had a psychiatrist, I don't know what, but they had like a trained mental health professional on site for when the reveal happened. I mean, like there was a lot of, preparation across all fronts, but above all else, like care for Anthony, who was unknowingly thrust in this crazy situation, all the way throughout. And that's what was also made me okay with it, is like from day one, I knew how the hero, who we would later learn as Anthony, how that was going to be handled. And that was with care and compassion and thoughtfulness. And that's what made me go, okay, because we're not using this person or exploiting this person or like kicking them to the curb when it's done. Of like, no, they're very well loved, appreciated, taken care of throughout this whole process.
There's a prize at the end too.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like there's a taken care of, like this is
his life is going to change. You know what I mean? Like that sort of stuff. And that's what
and
made
actually,
it okay
I
with
think
me.
like if it happened to me, I'm sure we all feel sometimes that we're on the Truman Show or we're living, we're like when some shit goes down, you're like, am I on the show right now?
Of course. We all thought that at one point. Every single actor in the cast thought when we were rehearsing. I remember like we were all like, is this about me? Am I?
Right.
Like,
am I
the one? Because they had like BTS cameras rolling and stuff like that. And so whenever you were having a private conversation, the camera would like cruise in, you'd go like, okay, this is the season where they fuck with the actor, right?
Right. I
This
mean,
is the
because you know
season
that's
where
coming down the line. Yeah.
I hope I didn't spoil it, but I do think that would be a fun twist where they hired, cast an actor to be an actor on this show.
But he's
the actor who thinks he's part of the thing, and then they bring in the hero.
Oh, I love it.
That would be my pitch for
for one of
season.
them. Yeah, that's a good
exactly.
one. We can eat now. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Yeah.
Cheers. The bell bump. Yeah. The bell bump, baby. Wow.
Oh, I love Taco Bell.
Man, it's so good. It's so good. That's why I'm like, Taco Bell, I would be your brand ambassador. And Dougie Jr., that's your target demo. So
bad example, but for a long time, Subway had that guy.
It's a terrible example. You got busted for child.
Oh no, it's horrible. Horrible. But they do have spokespeople like that.
Yes,
fast food places. I'm making a point.
Okay, fast. Okay,
this would be a better.
This
would be a better version of that.
Pete, I'll give you a better comp. Let me be the Flo of Taco Bell.
That's way better.
Flo from Progressive, not the Jared of Taco Bell. I have no desire to ever be that. But no, they do. I was actually. It's funny. After we
I'm saying it's not out of the realm of possibility that this could be offered to you.
Yeah. I mean,
look what happened with Jared.
Stop referencing Jared. Yeah, he's in jail right now.
I know.
I was a very short-lived spokesperson for Pizza Hut. I was a character called Pete Zahut.
Oh, that's amazing.
Peter Zahut, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it lasted. We did what was supposed to be like, or what could have been like 10 years, ended up being 2 commercials. So
what happened?
I don't know. I think
they went in a different idea.
I know they brought Tom Brady in afterwards. Like, great. He needs more money.
That's what happened.
The guy needs more money.
But my feeling is if that was revealed to me and all of my friends turned out to be on this show, I'd be like, oh, this is so fucking cool that you've spent all this time doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is not maybe everyone's viewpoint of it.
Yeah, I think there's definitely people out there that would see it, that do see it a little bit differently. But to those people, I would just say, like, we're all like a family to this day.
I was going to say, like, I feel like it's like you guys went to war. I mean, it's not war at all, but it's like this connective acting thing where not many people have a role in which they need to be in it pretty much 24/7.
Yeah, you really. I mean, we went to comedy war. We went to theater, to drama war.
I love that. Yeah.
But we went through this thing that was very hard that, we really had to, like, it felt a lot. I played sports growing up. I played football in high school and in college. And like the bonds that you make with the people on your team that you in sports, like it's because you sweat together and because you train together and because you succeed together and you fail together. And those are like the things that you just can't manufacture. And even with Anthony, who didn't know, right, that we were all actors, he was still a part of that. He was the centerpiece, the missing piece of the thing that we all went through together and like reached the finish line of together. And granted, he didn't know, what it was, but we still did it together as Rockin' Grandmas and as this company. And so that's where, you know, again, like if we had filmed this and we lost touch or we weren't there for each other, it would be different. But I mean, you know,
I think it's the thing that the show refers to him as a hero, not sort of like the mark.
Never the mark. And that's really true though.
That's
like there's other shows out there.
That's the difference. Like where I think if you're talking about a show like Impractical Jokers, which is a great, funny show that we all love.
Of course.
But they probably look at those people more as the marks of the skit that they're trying to put through. Whereas this feels like he's treated with love and care and shown in a way on the show that he's beloved.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's a massive difference between those two.
And Nick Hatton's our producer, Nick Hatton's, you know, said this, but like those other shows maybe want to, again, there's an element of like punching down or like, let's do this crazy thing to this person to like see their response.
Sure.
And then like
but
sign this waiver and then
that's not what this show is.
And then there's other shows that want to exploit, you know, like evil in our society and greed and you know, misogyny and, you know, gnarly radical political views.
What would you do or something like that?
Yeah, like those kinds of things. And our show utilizes this medium of like a quote unquote prank show or a hidden camera show. I don't even want to call it a prank show, but a hidden camera show to highlight the good.
Yeah.
And to really like send someone on, and why we call him a hero is like to send him on a hero's journey.
Yes.
To see if he can, you know, would he rise to the occasion? Would he stand up to the face of this like big bad evil corporation that's going to disband this, sell this company for parts? Would he stand up for what was right in that moment? You know,
90% of the workforce. You cannot make a good decision if you're stressing, if you're thinking erratically.
They're not telling my dad, dog.
I know, I hear you. We have to let him know. I'm with you.
Okay.
I need you to breathe though. You cannot make a conscious decision if
all right,
you're
but
erratic.
we need to tell my dad.
Absolutely.
Where is he?
Up in the top of the hill.
Let's go, dog. Come on. They're gonna fire everyone. They're gonna break up the family.
And they were talking about turning the farm into a residence?
Yeah. They're just like absolving everything.
What was the stress level on that?
I mean, it was the most like adrenaline that I've ever felt pumping through my body. That whole sequence, which started with I had to intercept Anthony delivering coffee to Trucas in the business center and make it seem like I just kind of happened across him. Like, oh, you know what? I'll actually go in there with you. There's something I want to tell them. Then I had to get him to go around the business center to the vents to listen to that conversation. And
this was a lot of steps.
It was so intricate that, and there was nothing else that could have, like if he wanted to do anything else and I couldn't get him to like go listen, the show was over. Like I don't know where to pivot. That was like we had a backup plan.
I was gonna say, you always have like a plan B for
almost everything. Once that sequence started, it was like, this is how our story ends. There's no other alternative. So I had to get him to listen in the vent. I was supposed to get him to say, we need to go find and tell my dad. Of course, Anthony being Anthony was like, we need to go tell your dad. So it was great.
Yeah.
He knew that Doug was supposed to be up at the top of the hill. So we went up. We were supposed to run. And I had been training every morning. I was waking up at like 5 or 6 o'clock to run and do laps. Cause like, I like to work out. I'm a gym guy. Wasn't doing that as Dougie.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And so I was like kind of out of shape and a little worried about, and actually in one of the rehearsals, you can see it in the final episode where we had a stand-in hero. He got out of breath after we ran up and all the way down. And it was like, it took him a long time to kind of catch his breath. So we were concerned, but knowing that Anthony was an athlete and knowing that I was like kind of preparing for this on my own while we were filming, we were like, okay, we'll get him to run up. Anthony was like, no, calm. You need to be calm. We're gonna walk. It's like, we will find him and we will tell him he's not gonna sign the deal. So I had to get him up the hill, and then I had to get him back down the hill and hopefully in the room. So my sole focus, it was just full adrenaline.
Yeah.
But my sole focus as we were running down the hill was like, get him in the room first. Get him to go in the room by himself. And I knew that I was going to be taking that fall through the banner.
Yeah, well, I saw like in the bonus footage, like the version 1.
Yes,
yeah.
Where I almost decapitated someone, fell straight into Max, one of the producer's assistants. But
Yeah, it was like getting him in the room. Then there was that release of like, fuck, okay, I did my job. But then I didn't know what was happening in there. And then a PA was like, go, go, go. So,
but he was Anthony trying to get you to go be the one? Oh, I missed it. Try to be the one to go do the thing and have the conversation.
Yes.
Was he like, get up, get up, get up, get up? Get
yes.
Up?
He goes, get up, get up. But at that point, he was like kind of on autopilot. Like he was just like gonna go and stop it. And he knew, I mean, obviously I did a good job because he went in the room and
did the thing. Yeah.
But I had been planting, if you watch the whole time, of like, my dad's not gonna believe me. He's not gonna, no one believes me. No one ever believes me. My dad is not gonna believe. I just kept saying that all the way down to go like, you need to tell him because he's not gonna believe me.
Yes.
And that worked because that's what ultimately motivated him to just keep going after I fell down, was planting enough of the like, my dad doesn't trust me.
Right.
No one trusts me. No one believes what I have to say. No one thinks I know what I'm doing. Thing.
So that he would stand up for you.
Yes, exactly. Because it was like, Dougie, he needed someone to stand up for him in that moment.
Doug, look at me. I understand. Please look at me. I need to talk to you.
Anthony.
Right now.
Anthony.
Okay.
Anthony,
I need to talk to you right now. Please, look me in my eyes.
Excuse me.
I am serious, Doug.
Was there a moment when you were in it where you were like, oh, I fucked it all up?
There was one story I like to tell where we did and in the evenings, they would encourage us to all hang out and spend time together, which we wanted to do. There was nothing else for us to do but like go to our rooms and be by ourselves. Like, who wants to do that? So they would arrange these activities like making candles or painting, or sound bath was a popular one. So we did that twice. And the second time, we went to turn off the lights, and the lights wouldn't. There was one light that wouldn't go off. And we were like, what? It was me, Anthony, and Warren, who played Steve. And we were like setting up for this sound bath with like the sound bath woman who was there to do the thing. And the light wouldn't go off. We tried all the switches. We were like, this is crazy. Well, fuck it. Let's just unscrew it. So we got on a chair, unscrewed the light, pull it down. The light is still on, and it's got like production tape all over the back of it. And Anthony's like, what the hell? Let me see that. So that was probably the moment where I was like, fuck, this is the Truman Show moment where the light falls from the thing. That was my moment.
The rain only on Truman.
Just on him, exactly. It was like, fuck, here's the glitch. Here's the production glitch, you know? Fortunately, we were just like, this is fucking, Canyon's fucking weird, dude. Let me get this out of here so we can enjoy the sound bath. And I literally just like threw it under a pillow and tried to change the subject and like have him forget about it. But it was like, that was odd. But that was the one time where it fully was like, Warren and I knew exactly what it was. We're like, fucking production, put this here. Because they wanted better lighting for our sound bath in case they wanted to use this. So
it was funny when I said that I always think I'm on the Truman Show. A couple of days ago, I was out at a restaurant and I was having like an intense conversation, and it was really dark in the restaurant, and then suddenly the lights came up, and I was like, okay,
all right,
I'm a filmmaker. I know what you guys are doing for more light.
We did a screening a few weeks ago in New York where they screened the last 2 episodes, and then we did a little like panel, a few of me and Anthony and a couple of the producers, and a woman who, she's okay, was dehydrated and fainted.
Oh God.
And so they had to stop the screening. Everyone there thought that they were being like jury dutied. You know what I mean? They thought for sure. It was like, no, this is not planned. Like, she's, needs medical attention, and she's fine. And if you're out there, I hope you're okay.
Almost people giggling in the off.
Yeah, they're like,
oh,
okay,
they got us again.
Yeah, here we go. Meanwhile, this woman's like needing,
You're the best. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay.
The other thing
Serious
too that
retention.
sold it, I think, that you did was the mouth kisses with Jerry.
Well, Anthony said as much.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it was like no one would ever believe that 2 actors would go to that level to
exactly that many
Who
times.
came up with that?
I will happily take credit for that bit. I've written sketches about it. I do it a lot in improv. I just think it's funny and weird.
Same.
But when it's done, like, let me put it like this: there's nothing funny about incest, but.
Having said that,
if you kiss your pretend dad on television over 100 times on the mouth, it will be funny. No, the main
when you
thing
pitched that to Jerry, was he like, what?
He didn't understand it. He was like, why is that fun? That's funny. Okay. You know what I mean? He was just like confused.
But it is the thing that we've all seen.
Of course, we all know people
like, what the fuck is
whose family is a little bit too close, who
Yes.
still maybe even kiss on the mouth, but there's just like a closeness where you're like,
huh?
I don't know what's going on there. And that's the kind of reaction that I was hoping to elicit. And I'm a big believer in my work and when I write as well, but like of show don't tell is the philosophy of show don't tell, meaning like I don't need words to explain that Dougie is a man-child. I don't even have to ever say that Dougie is a man-child.
Right.
I can kiss my dad on the mouth a bunch and you'll know that guy never graduated from, 7 years old.
He might still sleep in the same bed.
Maybe when he gets scared at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he definitely lived at home, like that was the backstory as well, that
Sure.
he still lived at home in mom and dad's, place in Encino. But I was so happy that it resonated with so many people. My only regret was I wish they showed every single one. They have them all. Benji and J-Mac and Parker, the camera ops, and they were like the overt, or no, it was Benji and Nate were the overt like documentary crew camera ops. I would give them a look like this, and they knew exactly what that meant, which was I was going to go in for a kiss. So they would then start lining up the shot. They'd be like, okay, this is the shorthand that we developed. And then they started keeping account of the amount of times we kissed on the mouth. And it was on camera over 100 times.
That's amazing.
And then every morning and every night when the documentary crew left and there were no cameras around, I couldn't just kiss him on the mouth when the cameras were, that Anthony saw were there. It would have seemed suspect. So I had to kiss him goodnight. I love you, Dad. Good night. Hey, Dad, good morning. Every single day. So there were a bunch of shadow kisses to just uphold the reality.
Right.
There was one shot, which again, I would love for all of this to be aired, where some action was happening in the foreground. I think it was like we were on the lawn doing something, and I saw Jerry and I were way in the back, and I was like, and so we would have been out of focus and not the focal point. But we kissed like 4 times, just like having a sweet father-son chat.
Yeah.
So there's also those moments too. But and obviously at the end it paid off because Anthony was like, I would have thought out of everybody you two were related because you all kissed on the mouth so much.
Yeah.
So it was like every choice I made for the character, there were like kind of 3 benefits to it.
Yeah.
Same with the hair, same with the beard, same with the mouth kisses.
Yeah.
The last thing I was going to say is it's just that, there are a lot of people being nominated for things that award season for doing the standard acting role of a 10 to 12 hour day. You're beyond.
Thanks, man. That means a lot to get that recognition and like looking. Yeah, you to just look at a little, not necessarily taking our show at face value and looking at like all the intricacies and all of the work that we did. This isn't, like you said, it's not a straightforward comedy. There's so many other variables that we had to contend with, and the fact that we did it all with the pressure and the stress of like our show collapsing at any moment. Like when you wrap on a set, you go home and you're like, yeah, that was the job, and cool.
You can
now
literally
I can
put the character out of your mind.
You can put it out of your mind. And with us, like I had to be Dougie for 2.5 weeks straight, even when I was in bed, because Anthony could knock on my door at any moment. Like I only listened to ska music exclusively for the whole rehearsal process. Like I lived and breathed like Dougie would. So yeah, I mean, you had said it earlier, but like for a silly, it was so interesting for a silly comedy
that we all love.
So, yeah,
we all love the comedy of it. Like we love seeing, but a part of it is we love his reactions, but we love what you guys are doing. If that's not executed right,
then there's no show.
Falls apart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then if it's not a show that makes you feel good afterwards, if it's not a show, like our show is so heartfelt and uplifting, and that's just a credit to the story that the writers crafted, and then me and the cast for executing that and adding our own comedic sensibilities like mouth kisses and all of that stuff, and bringing our full selves to it. And yeah, man, it means a lot to hear you say that, and I hope people realize that for my work on it, but for also every single person involved, every person who was involved in our show who is in consideration for any award. I hope that they get the shine that I feel like,
it's deserved.
We would deserve.
Yeah.
But look, at the end of the day too, it's cool to get that credit, it's cool to get that thing, but ultimately I'm just really happy that I played a character that resonated with people in a positive way and was on a show that so many people that brought so much light to people's lives.
In some ways, Alex is a little bit like Dougie Jr. Not in the Jamaican jerk-off sauce kind of way, but in the sense that he's somebody you genuinely root for. Because a big part of the goodness we feel from Company Retreat comes from Alex. Because Alex is good people.
We're all good here, man. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate you. Yeah.
Pete, my man. Thanks for the taco, bro. Thanks for the lunch.
You got it, bro. Anytime.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll take the trash out for you.
I appreciate that.
Dude.
Yeah.
That was so much fun, dude. Most fun podcast that I've done.
Oh, that's
so
awesome, dude.
far.
That's good to hear.
Well, let's link up on the gram and
for sure, man.
Stay connected, bro.
Yeah, I would love that, dude.
All right, brother.
Yeah. All right.
Really appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Take it easy.